Imagine a heavyweight underwater bout between two of the ocean's most fearsome creatures, the bull shark and the giant squid. Both these fellas have earned their spots at the top of the food chain, residing in different parts of our vast oceans. Bull sharks are fans of the beach, often chilling in coastal waters. Giant squids, on the other hand, are all about that deep sea life. Both have a few tricks up their sleeves when it comes to dining etiquette, which would make for an exciting underwater spectacle. So, who would take the title if it came down to a one-on-one fight? Let's dive deeper, shall we? A little bit about bull sharks. Bull sharks are pretty cosmopolitan. You'll find them in oceans all around the globe. They're fond of the shallow waters along the coast, giving them a taste for salt water. They are, however, not snobbish about their water type. Freshwater? No problem. They've been spotted freestyling in rivers, deltas, and even freshwater lakes. Remember that time when bull sharks were sighted in Lake Nicaragua down in Central America? The fact that they can venture into freshwater means they often come into closer contact with humans, which is not always a great thing. Unless you're a fan of shark attacks, that is. Oh, and did I mention that they've been seen doing the backstroke in the Amazon River too? What does a bull shark look like anyway? Bull sharks are pretty decent-sized fish, usually clocking in between 11.8 and 13 feet. The ladies typically outsize the gents, often stretching up to 13 feet, while the males, well, they barely make it past 11 or 12 feet. The scales also tip in favor of the females, with bull sharks typically weighing between 210 and 290 pounds. Their bulk may sound terrifying, but they're actually pretty average size when it comes to sharks. Tiger sharks, for instance, can grow up to 18 feet. And don't even get me started on great white sharks. Some of those guys tip the scales at over 5,000 pounds. Bull sharks rock a sleek wardrobe, usually sporting a light or dark gray color with a chic white underbelly. One of their most impressive accessories? Their teeth. Sharp and serrated, their chompers are designed to rip through prey. But they're not overly flashy, measuring just around an inch long. That's nothing compared to the 6-inch gnashers of a great white. But don't let their modest size fool you. A bull shark packs a serious bite with a force of about 1,350 psi. That's a lot of bite for your buck. Hunting habits of the bull shark. Ever wondered how a bull shark manages to nab its dinner despite having vision issues? They use the bump and bite technique. Instead of relying on their less than stellar eyesight, these creatures resort to good old body contact to find out where their prey is hiding. Once they've bumped into their dinner, they go for the bite, devouring their prey swiftly. You know, it's not unlike how you might grope around for your phone in the dark before finally grabbing it. Sometimes, these sharks might even take a chomp, swim away, and then circle back for seconds. Talk about an underwater hit and run. Their menu is pretty varied, ranging from dolphins and sea turtles to other sharks and crustaceans. They also fancy some freshwater cuisine, chowing down on sawfish, shrimp, or crabs when in rivers. Plus, they're not above a bit of cannibalism. If you're a young bull shark, watch your back. Why bull sharks are bad news. Not to freak you out, but bull sharks are pretty high on the list of Earth's most dangerous sharks, especially because they're more likely to come into close contact with humans. There are about 117 reported cases of bull shark attacks on humans, with 25 ending in death. Unlike some sharks who only attack when provoked, bull sharks seem to have a bit of a temper. They might take a bite out of a person even without feeling threatened. Thankfully, we're not their favorite snack, but that hasn't stopped them from launching attacks on humans. Their attack style, the aforementioned bump and bite, often results in a series of bites, making them particularly dangerous. However, it's still an open debate whether they are the most dangerous sharks, with strong contenders like the great white and tiger sharks in the mix. Threats to the bull shark. Sure, bull sharks are scary, but they have their share of threats too. Besides humans, the only predators they have to worry about are tiger sharks, sandbar sharks, and, well, Other bull sharks. The younger ones are particularly at risk as they aren't good at defending themselves. They don't have too many predators to worry about in freshwater, although there has been a reported case of a crocodile attacking a bull shark. On the human front, they face threats like entanglement in commercial fishing nets, habitat loss, and fragmentation due to climate change and human disturbances in the ocean. If they lose their homes and can't find new ones, their population might take a hit. So, despite their reputation, they have their share of problems too. It's a tough life being a bull shark, huh? All about the giant squid. Unlike their buddies the bull sharks, who enjoy lounging around in shallow waters, giant squids are deep-sea aficionados. With a depth preference of around 3,000 feet, these guys love their solitude and thrive in dark, cold environments. They're more tropical at heart, though, favoring warm and tropical waters. Giant squids are part of the cephalopod family, which means they're invertebrates that breathe through gills. Now, there's been quite a debate about their family tree. Some scientists believe they're just a subspecies of another squid group, while others think they're a separate species altogether. Why the confusion, you ask? Well, because these massive squids share a lot of characteristics with their relative, the colossal squid. Behold, the giant squid. These deep-sea behemoths are quite the sight, with their long tentacles, ginormous eyes, and multitude of arms. Sporting 8 arms and a pair of tentacles that are equipped with sucker cups for a strong grip on prey, these creatures are the stuff of sea legends. The tentacles alone can be double their body length. But the real showstopper? Their eyes. We're talking eyes that are around 10.6 inches in diameter, roughly the size of a dinner plate or a human head. They're not just for show either. These peepers help the giant squid spot potential meals or threats from afar. In terms of size, these guys are seriously long, reaching lengths of up to 43 feet. Some even claim to have seen one as long as 59 feet. While there's some debate about their maximum length, scientists do agree that the species is growing. Some predict that they might evolve to exceed lengths of 66 feet. To put that in perspective, that's longer than a bowling lane. There's also an ongoing debate about whether the giant squid is the largest squid species in the world. The colossal squid, which reaches a length of 46 feet, is its closest rival. However, when it comes to mass, the giant squid takes the cake. So, the jury's still out on which is the largest squid species in the world. How the giant squid hunts. So, how does this oceanic Goliath capture its dinner? Well, the giant squid has a rather fascinating hunting method. It uses the suction cups on its 2 tentacles to latch onto its prey. Fun fact, these suction cups are not your ordinary suction cups. They've got tiny teeth and can snag their victims and reel them in. When the prey is close enough, it comes face to face with the squid's beak. Yes, squids have beaks, and they're pretty darn sharp and big. The beak acts like a built-in food processor, dicing up the prey into more manageable bite-sized pieces. Next in line in this underwater horror movie is the radula. Think of it as a tongue, but with teeth. After the beak does its job, the radula steps in to devour the prey. Following this, the giant squid swallows its meal, bringing the feeding process to an end. What's on the menu for this monster of the deep? Mainly crustaceans, fish, and other cephalopods. Are giant squids dangerous? Now, I know what you're thinking. Are these giant squids a danger to us? Well, giant squid attacks on humans are about as rare as finding a unicorn at the end of a rainbow. Because of their deep-sea living preference, encounters with humans are quite unlikely. That being said, they are incredibly aggressive creatures and could potentially use several tactics to stun or capture a human victim. Deep-sea divers, beware. But remember, giant squid attacks are extremely uncommon, so they don't pose much of a threat to us land dwellers. Threats to the giant squid. Just like our friend the bull shark, the giant squid has to deal with its share of threats, mostly from predators like certain shark species and sperm whales. Luckily, they've got a few tricks up their sleeves, or should I say, tentacles. Their deep-sea living quarters provide a natural form of protection, and they can also camouflage themselves. If they do encounter a predator, they'll release a cloud of ink, irritating the predator's senses and creating a smokescreen for their escape. And if things get really hairy, they'll resort to biting with their sharp beaks or wrapping their tentacles around predators. Humans also pose a threat to these fascinating creatures, mainly through pollution and fishing. Water contamination can cause illness or death in marine animals, and noise pollution can interfere with the squid's ability to communicate and feed. Bycatch from fishing and habitat loss and fragmentation are also significant threats. It's crucial that we take steps to mitigate these dangers and protect these remarkable creatures. Bull shark versus giant squid. Who's the ultimate ocean gladiator? The battle royale begins. Imagine, if you will, a face-off between a giant squid and a bull shark. Who would you bet your money on? Well, my money's on the bull shark. Let me tell you why. First off, let's talk about the squid's main defensive tactic, releasing a cloud of ink. A cool trick, right? Wrong. For a bull shark, this ink show wouldn't be a problem. The bull shark doesn't rely on its sight, which is actually pretty poor, but rather uses a technique called the bump and bite method to locate its prey. So by the time our squid pal gets to its ink trick, it's already game over. Battle of strengths. Now, you might be thinking, can't the squid fight back? Here's the thing. When it comes to raw strength, the bull shark has the upper hand. Yes, the giant squid can pack a punch, but its beak, yes, squids have beaks, doesn't pack the kind of punch you'd expect. To give you some perspective, the bite force of a giant squid is around 100 pounds per square inch or psi. That's not too shabby, but compare it to the bull shark's whopping bite force of 1,350 psi, and it's clear who's bringing the bigger guns to the fight. And the winner is... So, after going toe-to-toe, or should we say tentacle to fin, the bull shark emerges as the clear victor. It's able to withstand the giant squid's defensive measures, leaving it with the championship belt of this oceanic showdown. Sorry, squid fans, maybe next time.